All right, so we are getting this started up for you guys. The pony takeover. Yeah, it's been going on silently for a while now. So we have identical SDPC spins from both sides. Applejack decides to plonk theirs, whereas Shark is going to find a lot of back-to-back here very quickly. It's that LST again. Just such a strong way to play this game, and then sends it all. And yeah, Applejack misdrops that S piece, and that is going to be the round. More stick spinning. More C spinning. And Applejack does get the good well for the C spin, which luckily Shark is able to work through it, and Applejack just does not find the right pieces in time for the spike there from Shark. TKIs from both sides into LSTs on both sides. It's a very popular continuation. I'm not surprised these players are using it. It's very strong as well. All right, so Applejack doing it a little less cleanly than Shark here. Ooh, Shark with a misdrop. They're going to have to break that back-to-back, and their well isn't easy access right now. And yeah, no, not able to find their well in time for Applejack to take that first point. More TKI into LST. Both players having a couple of holes in their boards, so both are going to have to take a moment to fix that. Shark was not a great spot for a while there. Ooh, Applejack has to accept a lot of messy garbage here. Not going to be able to find back-to-back for a little bit here, as they are just going to have to downstack this, and Shark just takes that opportunity to send their whole surge, which finds enough to top out Applejack there. All right, so Shark not taking the LST this time, but rather the 3-6 stack, going back into that 2-7 because that's what the garbage is doing. Applejack with some very fast LSTing here. This is some very strong LSTing. It's pretty LSTing too. This is so clean. Forced to break back-to-back there, even after that clean LST. Shark is able to just mitigate all of that. Shark finding some all spins here to try to up their own back-to-back. They find their back-to-back and have to break it immediately if they want well access, because that is a -11 on their board. They are going to need to have to find that well if necessary, and they do, but Applejack sends enough of a follow-up to find the point. A lot of players are expecting you to break back-to-back. I mean, you have to break back-to-back at some point, but it's the follow-up a lot of the times that kills. So this is MS2 versus, that was actually Dot Cannon on Applejack's side. Don't ask me why I know that, but that opener is called Dot Cannon. So many C-spin openers. They all look so similar. So similar. But yeah, so both of those players there with that very similar, but not the same opener. Both kind of going into that back-to-back finding, forced to break it, and both just trying to probably get a handle on their stack and find back-to-back now. Shark is the first one to find it with some really nice T-spins, and then they just break it at the bottom of the board. Applejack is the next to break theirs, and yeah, Shark not in the best spot, but they have their way out of it. Applejack finding some back-to-back in their 9-0, stacking Shark up at the top of the board, and yeah, that's not survivable. Okay, and that is going to tie us up here. Okay, yeah, that's just a... okay. Yeah, that's one way to spike. Okay, some very nice all spins from Shark's side, but they are forced to break their back-to-back, which forces Applejack to break their back-to-back and find a very nice down stack. Not able to find a super ridiculous combo in the middle of that, though, but it does what it needs to do. As Shark is down at the bottom of the board here with that back-to-back 9, that is definitely scary from Applejack's side, but they do find their well. They find their down stack, and that is going to keep them alive for now and put them at the bottom of the board to deal with Shark's insane spike from their back-to-back that they were building the whole time. But yeah, not enough to handle the follow-up. There we go again, not enough to handle the follow-up. And I mean, these players are so good at living situations that they shouldn't. It's like you have to send that follow-up, otherwise you're not going to kill. It's a defensive surge release if you're not doing a follow-up. But both players on their way. Shark is going to be the one to send that high back-to-back as Applejack is forced to break their back-to-back due to a hole on their board. Shark does have some pretty messy garbage. They're going to try to all spin their way through it, but yeah, has to break back-to-back to get to that messy garbage. It's tough to find those all spins when you have limited time, but okay. That was a cool way to fix that weird setup, Shark, with that S spin. That was cute. I liked that. All right, so Applejack has some pretty messy garbage on the board, so they're just going to have to down stack it. Not really going to be able to attack for a bit. Shark with an okay. Okay, I'll take it. Interesting T-spin setup. All right, so okay, very nice down stack there, but there's interesting situation on Applejack's side that they were able to fix. Oh, and that misdrop, that O misdrop is not great. They were maybe trying to fish for more back-to-back before they sent, but they had to send anyways because of that hole on their board. Not able to find a nice out, and Applejack does have enough to live for now. They can find that next well. They have the eyepieces at the exact times that they need them, or rather they're playing fast enough so that they can get to those parts of their queue. And so Shark is going to be building up this back-to-back here. We already see it at 6, but that team misdrop is going to force them to break. Jesus, thank you for the raid. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Stratosphere. All right, so Applejack setting up this dono here with, I mean, again, some messy garbage. I'm pretty sure it was Blark who said, you just can't send clean this season. Like, sending clean is just so dangerous because that messy garbage is more often than not going to force people to break their back-to-back. And because surges do send messy garbage a lot of the time, there's sometimes when it does and sometimes when it doesn't. I don't fully know it, so I'm not going to pretend to. That clean garbage is just so easy to use. And Shark finds another point here. Good morning, Cheese Whiz. All right, so we do see some more LST from both sides there. Not very surprising. Okay, so Shark, okay. Honestly, I love that. No, that was some really cool stacking. Some really confident all spins plays. And Applejack does send, and it does nothing to Shark's board. Shark sends, and that just puts Applejack at the top with, guess what? Clean garbage. And you know what that does? That ends the round. It's so weird. It's so weird. The clean garbage is just like... It seems like it shouldn't be as big of a weapon, or like arguably a bigger weapon than it was in season 1, but it just totally is. Yeah, so Applejack's board is not ideal. They do find the space to get their eyepiece over, but Shark is just building up that back-to-back. We see that -11 on Applejack's board. That 14 back-to-back, 15. They break it right there, but Applejack wasn't anticipating that and did have the board to handle everything. And so they do find their way into their well, and now Shark is the one at the top of the board. They downstack. They have that combo ready to go. They're finding that efficiency, making that upstack to get that Tetris there, that quad, sorry, and finding their T-spins. Applejack does have Surge here. They do break it, send it over to Shark, who cancels it. Shark with a little bit of plonking here, choosing to not get back-to-back, a little bit of hesitation due to a misdrop, but very nice all spins to get out of it. Applejack upstacking here, and Shark does send the garbage. Applejack breaks Surge immediately, and that misdrop slowed them down a little bit. Speaking of slowing down, Shark had a slightly non-ideal board state, has to use both of their T pieces not in T spins to get that down stack to stay alive here. And even though we are only a minute 20 into this round, this is a long round. This is a pretty long round. So yeah, Shark with that STSD, finding that efficiency. I really like that S spin there. That is, I love the creativity with the L spins right here. I love how Shark is using them right now. So Shark breaks back to back, which forces Applejack to break back to back because their board was not ready for it. I mean, their board was ready. They just didn't have the right piece out, which sometimes is all you need. And so Shark intentionally puts a hole into their board to try to get to that well and get to that down stack, which is either insanely lucky or like perfectly like well timed out, like Giga Brain. I think it's kind of a combination of the two. All right, so big surprise, LST on both sides to build up that back-to-back. Those bells ding at like almost the exact same time. Applejack with a slightly messier stack, and so they break back-to-back first as Shark is having the cleaner LST streak right now. They are shifting their well over to find the next well working into that garbage, which is just very expertly done here, as they are going to be forced to break back-to-back, and Applejack has a lot of garbage that they just sent, so doesn't have to tank any of it. All right, so Shark does get that back-to-back going again, and they misdrop, mishold. Not quite sure what was going on there, but that is going to find a point for Applejack. So Shark still at match point here. Applejack definitely within range of taking it. LST, again, big surprise. Both players with, okay, there was a little bit of messiness, but both getting their stack, finding like almost the exact same fractal there. And, oh gosh, okay. Yeah, Shark just didn't have the right stack there for that. And this is going to bring us to a tiebreaker. We love to see the tiebreaker. And there we go. Fast LST, like 4.5 plus PPS LST from both sides to open up. Both very clean stacks right here, as Shark is going to break back-to-back first with that TST setup. No nice way out of that. That wouldn't take a little while. Ooh. Applejack up at the top of the board just didn't have the pieces they needed. Shark was able to, oh, it's first to 11. Oh my gosh, I didn't even notice. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, we're locking in. We're locking in. Okay, I thought that was it. I thought that was it. I should have checked. My bad. My bad. Sorry, everyone. We're still going. Sorry. All right. So we're still in this. Both players still in this. Everyone was still in this except for me. Yeah, so Applejack is going to be tying that up right there. And we are going to see Applejack misdropping their SDPC spin, whereas Shark is going to find the SDPC spin. And that's it. That's the round. One person misdrops the opener, the other person completes the opener. That's it. That's all she wrote. All right, sorry about that. So we do have Applejack with the back-to-back advantage here, as we do see that 12 back-to-back. Some really nice ways to continue their back-to-back, as Shark is just trying to remain with that well access. Very important there. Ooh, okay, okay. Hello. Wait, that fix is actually so good. That fix from Shark was just very well done. Seems lucky, but definitely was actually well thought out. All right, so both players in a similar spot right here. Applejack does break their back-to-back as Shark is building theirs up. Taking a little bit of time to think about their stack, but okay, that one looks like plonking. Sometimes hard to tell if they're thinking or plonking. Both players taking a lot of skims right now. as both are just trying to find enough back-to-back to move it in their favor. Yeah, Shark not able to find back-to-back there, as Applejack does have some really strong attack there. Shark just staying on the down stack here, having that well access, keeping that open, having those all spins going, forcing Applejack to break back-to-back. And Applejack with those misdrops at the top of the board, yeah, are they... Okay, so... Oh, they were one piece shy of finding their way out of it. Interesting discussion about CZ's take on Season 2. Very interesting. Yeah, so both players going here as Shark is definitely trying to find command over this first 2-11 and continue on within this bracket. Ooh, misdrop there from Shark is going to force them to break back-to-back as Applejack is on the down stack. Oh, that's not a good board. Yeah, okay. And that is going to be the round. All right, more TKI into LST from both sides here. We hear both of them getting that back-to-back at the same time. As Applejack is the one who holds on to it, and Shark has it down stacked for now, but Applejack finds that follow-up, and that is going to bring us to 9 all. Maybe we'll see the tiebreaker that I thought happened earlier. All right, so SDPC spin on Applejack's side, whereas Shark opens with a misdrop. However, does survive it. As Applejack does have an awkward stack and is forced to break back-to-back. Breaking there means that they don't have any form of a follow-up, so it's not going to do too much to Shark's board, as Shark does find a 24 spike. So 9-0 stack here from Shark. Is there... Ooh, okay. Yeah, just... It's just those tiniest, like... Sometimes it's luck, sometimes it's greenwashing. I feel like a lot of the time it's luck. All right, so SCPC spinning from both sides. Applejack taking the later of the C spins, finding some really nice all spins to keep into that well, as Shark does break their back-to-back and does have that -10 now at the top of the screen, as Applejack sends a very nice 33 spike. That is going to bring it to the actual tiebreaker. There we go. All right, more TKI, expecting some LST. There's the LST, there's the back-to-back. Applejack pausing for a little bit as Shark is the first, or Applejack is the first one to break back-to-back. Shark continues on, has that 15, breaks it at about 16, and that sends Applejack to the top of the board. They have the pieces they need to get out of it. There's that down stack. Wow, that was such a lucky piece sequence. And Shark is not in a great spot. Their board definitely not looking ready to go. They were probably hoping that that was the end of the match. Very nice all spin to get out of that. And oh gosh, yeah, this is scary. As Applejack is just finding that attack, finding those T-spins. They are forced to break their back-to-back, and they are just spamming at attack right here. Definitely just trying to get Shark to die here. And Shark sending does not even do anything to Applejack, and Applejack takes the round, takes the game, and takes the up stack. Or nope, upset. That one.